Hi everyone, Darren Lyle again, and still working on our convenience store, of course. One thing that someone mentioned yesterday was they asked, why aren't you using the principled BSDF shader to do your materials? And I realized, I don't know. That's a very good point. I should be. The problem is that old habits die hard. So I was just doing what I'd always done. So I've played with it a bit, and it's pretty cool. So I want to kind of do more of that today. So we'll work on that. Here, let me see if I can bring up the live stream here. If it's going to kick in, there it is. Takes a minute. There we go. So I hope you're doing okay. It's a Friday, so it can't be all bad, right? Let me get this going and this. Oops. There we go. All right. So hey there. Hello from Germany. Thanks for joining us. So the principled BSDF, we can work on that. We can use that now because that's a thing now, and I completely forgot about it. So let's use that. To do that, I'm just going to work on this real quick. I'm going to apply a material to this thing, and let me drag this over. Let me get rid of this. Oh, and let me turn on these things. There we go. So what I want to do is just create a node editor over here. And here we go. So I don't need this, right? We don't need that anymore. We can use principled. There we go. Oh, you know what? But before I do that, actually, let me select this and let's create a new material for this, not just the one that's on everything. So let's do that, and let's call this shelves, and we'll just delete this and then bring in the principled shader and connect it up, and there we go. So now we can just play with this. This is the wave of the future here, so let's do it. So for this thing, I want to make it look kind of like this. So let's switch over to the rendered viewport, and let's work on this. So there it is. I want to change the color so I can just basically sample the color right off of the image here. And that gets me 3/4 of the way there, maybe. Let's change the value maybe a little bit lighter. Let's try this. Don't know that I like that as much. Let's try that. So let's take down the roughness. Maybe we'll call that 0.1. And the metallic, let's bring that up since it's a metal thing. And let's see how that goes. Actually, I could bring it all the way up and it'd be a mirror. But let's take it. Let's try 0.3. See how that works. So how's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Hello from India. Thank you for joining us. Will you give something animation tutorial apart from work cycle? Animation. Well, ultimately there will be animated characters in this scene, but not today, I don't think. Let me see. That seems like it's a little bit too shiny. Let's take up the rough and see how that works. Yeah, actually, that's not looking too bad there. Full metal. I don't know about full metal. Because, yeah, you could, okay, let's try it. So we could go full metal and increase the rough. We could try that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, see, it makes it a little bit... maybe let's take this down. I guess it's just really the proportion between metal and rough. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back with what I had. I was almost there. Let's try this. Because I don't want it to reflect a whole lot. Let's come over here and let's take a look. It's hard to know. It really is. Let's take a look at this. I could bring the rough up a little bit. Bring the metal up a little bit. I don't know. And we can play with this as time goes on. But that's beginning to get there, I think. Takes a while. I'm looking forward to Eevee. That would be a nice thing to have this go a little bit quicker, you know? All right, so what I can do now, actually, is... whoop. Let me get out of this real quick and go back to, say, textured view. And then what I'll do is I'm going to select these three and then this one, and I'm going to link them with the object data, which will mean those are actually linked duplicates, I believe. So once we do that, then let's see how this works. Yeah, we're getting there. Still, they seem a little bit too dark. Let's see how it goes once it works a little bit more. With the new renderer, yeah, with Eevee, man, it's going to be a lot quicker. I hope. I've got a lot of high expectations for 2.8, and I hope they come true. I really do. Well, you know, while we're playing with materials here, why don't we go take a look at that coffee pot that we made not too long ago. Where is that? Here. Let's take a look at this, and maybe we could put some materials on this and see how this works. So let's bring in an image of that. I do have an image somewhere. Here it is. Let's bring that in. So let's see what we can do with this. Why not? There we go. Okay, so let's begin with the basic material. Let's create a new material, and we'll call this coffee metal metal main, something like that. Get rid of that. Bring in the principled, hook it up, and let's see what we can do with this. So metal. Let's get into our rendered viewport shading. Let's see. So, well, of course we want it metal, and that's not... What did I do? I must not have selected something. Why didn't that... Did I not select that and give it a material? Yeah, I've got that there. Got that there. All right, let's go back. Well, oh, well, let's bring this down some. There we go. That helps. Maybe not quite that much. Bring this down, and we don't want that. 0.2. Maybe a little bit of anisotropic. I don't know. Let's see. Make it a little bit darker. See, and in here you've just got a white thing in the background, whereas here we've got the HDR that's introducing some color to it, so I have to keep that in mind. I'm going to bring this down some. See how this works. All right, I'm going to put it on the other parts just to make my life a little easier, maybe. Here, Control L, Materials. Okay. Let's try this. Yeah, it's a little... No. Let me spin around here. I feel like it's not quite what I'm looking for. As crazy as it sounds, let me try this. Ah, there, I just sampled the color off of that. And then, well, actually that might kind of work. Let me just bring it down a little bit more. Okay. How about the bottom of these things? Let's take a look at these. So if these things, oh, I've got these all one object, don't I? So let's delete all of these and let's just do one, and then we'll duplicate them. There. So this one, we're going to need to split this up into multiple parts. So I just want to, well, we don't have to, but yeah, we don't have to. Now, do we? We don't have to. So what let's do for this is let's add a new one. I'm just going to add a new one, and I'm going to put that coffee main on there, and I'm going to take this one off. Oh. Like this. Okay. So I've got that coffee main here. What else do I want? Let's see what it looks like. Yep. Okay. It looks like a Terminator coffee thing. So let's now grab this. Oops. There we go. Let's now grab this part and let's give it a new material. Let's call it coffee glass, and let's assign it. And now this material, we want this. Let's do this. And for this material, let's go back to the rendered. And you know what? I could just give me a new window here. That'll be a lot easier than going back and forth. Now, so we've got this. I want to make it glass. So to make it glass, I can just turn the transmission up like that. We could turn the roughness down. Maybe let's take that to 0.1. Metallic can probably come up just a bit to give it a little bit of glint there. Let's see how that works. And then we got to put, you know, coffee in there. Let's take this all the way up to white. See how this works. See if it's going to work at all. Kind of. it's difficult to say because it's hard to see anything. Let me move this up. It's hard to see through it. Well, we're beginning to see through it. I seriously want to learn how to use Blender, but it's hard. AF. I have almost a year trying to figure it out, but still I don't know. Okay, well, okay, you've given me a great segue again. Let me see if I can. If you go to Blender 101, I've got some courses here. I'll let that load up. So at Blender 101, I've got a lot of courses that can help you get going in Blender. Because yes, it is hard. It can be a pain. But, oh, it's still loading. Because I've got the rendered viewport on, it's the computer's kind of slowing down. Let me see. I don't think this glass is working the way I'd want it to. Let's see. If I bring other things in, let's see how it's doing. Let's see. With oh, I was talking about this. So at Blender 101, you've got a lot of courses here. It's kind of a whole course program that you can go through from the very beginning with the learn Blender from the very beginning here, all the way through modeling, animation, game environment, game assets, game characters, etc., etc. And if you do not want to subscribe to the whole thing, you can purchase these individually on Udemy, and they are currently on sale for $9.99, 3 days. I mean, they do a lot of sales kind of all the time, but at least for this particular one, it's going on for three more days at $10. So for moms, you can get it for your mom. So that is my pitch for my website and my courses if you're interested in getting up to speed in Blender. So check it out. All right, so going back here, it looks like the glass is beginning to work, but it's taken a long time. You know, I don't know that I'm going to want this kind of thing in my animation. It's good to know now, I guess, that this is happening, that it's taking so long. Well, once again, with Eevee, maybe it will be, you know, by the time I get this to the point where I want to do the animation, maybe we'll have Blender 2.8 and will be a little quicker. In fact, I've got a new computer coming, and it should be here tomorrow, hopefully. And then I can put 2.8 on it and see if it works a little better. That'd be kind of cool now, I think. Let's call this coffee handle gray. There we go. And then let's assign, and now let's get rid of this. Bring in our principled, hook it up. Okay, so now for this, let's sample that color right here. See how that works. Okay, And then let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, this takes so long. Painful. So we got that. We need a little bit of metallic because we've got these kind of highlights here. I just want to have a little bit of that in there. Let's try this. Let's try this. Feels like you would have a little bit more. We could drag up specular and see if that helps at all. No, it doesn't really help much. It's hard to see. I mean, it's hard to tell. And I guess what I could do is just, well, it's getting there though. All right, let me put this back to 0.5. I'll put this down to 0.2. I'll put the metallic. Let's try that. See if that helps any. A little. Not a lot. Still not bad though. What about these black things down here, the little heaters? Let's take a look at one of those. Let's grab that. Let's give it a new material. Here we'll call this coffee. What do we call those? Hot plate? So maybe, I don't know. And once again, principled. Let's get this in here. So I'm going to sample this. It's pretty black. And it's pretty metal. So let's take this down and take this all the way up and see what happens with that. Let's try that. So what I could do is I could put another light in the scene just to give me a source, a light source. Why don't I do that? And that might help what I'm doing here. So let's create a lamp. I'll just create a spot maybe. And let's just, I'm going to bring it in and maybe put it right over here and rotate it and rotate it. Okay, so there we go. So we've got a spot kind of down here on this guy. Let's get it there. Okay, so we've got it pointing down at that. Let's take the strength up. I don't know, I'm going to put it at 500 just for now and see. And then let's zoom in and see if that helps at all. Let's try that just to see. I kind of feel like I need what was that, a spot? Yeah, there it is. Let's turn that thing up. Oh, I just did 5. Let's turn it up more than that. Am I getting anything in there? It's hard to tell with all the other lights in there. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. It's working. It's working. All right. So I may go with, yeah, so now we're getting a little bit of highlights in there, just so I can see some of these highlights and see how it's working. This is awfully dark here. Let's move that up some. Yeah, so that helps me see that a little bit better. Okay, so with that, what let's do is duplicate this and put it back where we want it to be, like this up here, like that. And then we could change the, this R and Z, I'm going to spin it around like that. And we could change that handle color now, couldn't we? So we could give it, so if I want to duplicate here, if I recall, I can go here and duplicate. Okay, and then go back here. Okay, so here it is, good. So now I can add a new slot, and I can grab that duplicate, and we'll call this orange. So I just duplicated that material. Orange, no, oh, orange, there we go. Now I can take this material and I can assign it to that right there. Assign. Now I should be able to sample that color over here. There it is. Kind of a gross orange there, isn't it? Yeah, that should work though. All right. Now let's copy some of these others back to where we need them to be. So this thing can go here, like this. I can rotate it a bit just so it isn't exactly like the others. And maybe this guy, maybe back here is the decaf. Let's do that. Let's move that right in here and spin that around like so. Okay. And then we just want this one duplicated over here like this. And we can spin that around as well, like maybe like that. Okay. So we've got those things pretty much in place. What about this stuff, the plastic stuff? Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to begin with this. And let's call this coffee plastic black. Let's do that. Get rid of that. Bring in the principled. And let's do this. So this thing, let's sample that color right there. Yeah, that could work. Let's bring it down a little more. Bring this up, bring this down, see how that works. Yeah, you talk about the refractions on the glass and whether or not I should keep those, maybe. That's a good question. I'm not sure yet. Oh, I've got this in the shadow. Why don't I move the light so I can see that a little bit better? Like this. Yeah, this whole, new kind of, there we go. Wow, that's quite a lot. Let me take that down some. Yeah, Blender 2.8 is really going to require quite a bit of redoing some of the things that you're used to. I think it's going to be great, but yeah, there's going to be times when it's certainly going to throw me off periodically as to how to do things. So we'll see. I hope it's cool. I really do. Okay, let me grab, actually I'll join these together. And then for this thing, I want that coffee plastic, don't I? Oh, coffee. Here. I want that. Okay. And then, oh, there's this down here. I didn't see that. Probably need to do that. Oh, and I didn't do all of these. Now, did I? So this one, oops, that one, that one, that one, that one, then this one that has the material. Oops. And let's give it the materials there. There we go. All right. So same goes for this. I could grab this and give that the material. And then these guys here. Let's do all of these. There we go. Okay. So yeah, let's see how that works. That may be good enough for in the background. Down here though, do I want to just make these? I may just make these the plain gray up here. I could do that. And actually with those that way, that isn't too bad without that black piece there. Yeah. This orange piece would be kind of a nice thing to have there. I'm not sure, once again, if I care that much, because it's going to be way in the background. But it's looking pretty good. Yeah. All right. We'll see. Let's see. I'm just, once again, scrolling through. Why are you not using the glass node? Because the principled can do it too. This transmission here, if you drag it clear to 1 and then change the IOR for your particular glassy, surface, it works pretty well. So I'm gonna let this go for just another moment or two, and then we'll move on to something else. I have begun, because somebody was very kind and gave me some ideas. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me, no, I don't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me quit. What I want is Excel. This one. All right. I've got a few items here. If you have any ideas as to what I should put in here, let me know. So, someone gave me a few ideas, like a hot dog grill, and some things for an automotive, like a counter that has like car oil and washer fluids, cup dispenser. Maybe we should work on that for here by the coffee machine and the soda machine. Maybe that's what we need is cup dispensers. Maybe we should work on that. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Well, no, IRR jewel kinds of things. Stack of plates and some. All right, can you hear me then? Can you hear me now? And let's work on what were you saying? Cups. Let's do that. So let me go into my reference images and see what I've got here. This is the original one I was working on or working with, this thing here. It's got these kind of cup dispensers. Those aren't bad, but it's pretty blurry. I'm not sure I could see what's going on there. Let's see what else we got here. How about what's in here? Ooh, here we go. That's not bad. That's a lot, though. To be able to see them all is a lot of polygons. I don't know that I want to do that. This is kind of nice. You put them underneath there. That's not bad. All right, see what else we have. Let's see. What about this? What's this? Oh, I like this, that you put them like in a box and then just have one or two coming out. That would reduce the amount of polygons that we'd have, wouldn't it? And then I could actually put some little cabinets down here like this. Oh, there's a little roller grill, a little hot dog grill right there. We'll have to, maybe this place will need one of those. Oh, and it's got a sink over here too. I didn't even think about that. So many things to do. Okay, well, let's just make one of these things. It's just basically a cube and cylinders and then the cups. Let's do this. That looks, I mean, it looks like it would be there. It looks pretty good, but it isn't real high poly. I think that's kind of key. All right, so let's go to a brand new layer here to work on this. A movie rental machine. Yeah, I've seen those where you can get like DVDs out. That's a good idea. Let me DVD rental machine, something like that. Okay, that's a good idea. I thank you. Empty cups for takeaway coffee. Yeah. Okay. Slushy machine. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'm going to do all of these, but these are great ideas that I want to just keep here. All right, so let's just create cube, and I just want to make this kind of basic thing there, and let's move that back like that. Let's go like this. Okay. All right, so it's looking pretty good there. Now, how do I want to do these? I think all I need to do is just make a cylinder. See, it's all closed off. That's what I like about these, is you can't see in there, so I don't have to create everything that's in there, and I like that. Okay, so let's just bring this cursor to here, and let's create a cylinder. What do we need here? We don't need much more than, say, 16 sides, and I don't need a cap fill right now, I don't think. So let's now take this down, and now we got to figure out how big these things should be. So I should probably, should I make the cups, see how big they are with the other products or the other things, and then bring them back in? That seems like work. Why would I do that when I can just wing it? Yeah. So let's do that. Okay. I'm gonna grab this thing, and all I want to do is just get this rim right here. Let's bring that in. I'm gonna push that in just a smidge, and then this thing. I guess what I'll do is, just for now, I'll bring that in and then bring that out like that, and that'll be that kind of little, this thing right there, whatever that is, kind of holding the cups in. And it appears that that thing gets bigger and smaller compared to the cups, maybe? Hard to say. We'll begin like this, like that. Okay. So then what I could do actually is hide everything. Let me grab this and move this in, and then I could cut this or split this out right here, so it's two different objects, or it can be two different objects, like this. Yeah, so that's its own thing, and this is its own thing, like that. Okay. Now the cup. What does the cup look like? Well, it's just a cup. I mean, what do we want? It's just a cup. Let's go to a new layer, and let's just make a cup. So once again, a cylinder. Let's begin here, like so. I'll just begin like this. And, well, you know, we could just take it straight up, scale it out. And how big do we want this thing? Trying to get the, I mean, that we really don't need much more than that. We're going to need the bottom, aren't we? Like this, like this, and then like this. There we go. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be bigger than that. Like, scale that out just a bit, and move that down just a bit, and maybe even move that out just a bit. So I'm just noodling the details here, trying to get it to look the way I want it. We don't need anything on the insides, now do we? All right, let's smooth this, see how it looks. The bottom looks awful. So proud. Let's, whoa. I don't know. Is that going to work? Or am I going to have to actually smooth it with a subdivision surface modifier? I don't want to, but that might work. Something like this. I don't know. I just keep doing until I find something that I like. Okay. All right. Let's try that. I got to bring this thing back. And let's put this in here. So RY90. Let's put that in here. Oh, the other way. RY180. Try again. RY180. There we go. Now, so we've got this one like this. Right? There's that. Okay. Let me smooth that. That is ugly. Let me do this. Okay. I don't know. Am I crazy? I feel like that I don't have enough. I feel like I want it to be smoother. Like it's going to cause an issue if I don't. Let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like this, I like that this has kind of some smoothness to it. Just, you know, I like that. It's going to look good when you get the material on it, I think. All right, so let's try this. Where'd my, oh, I was going to say, where'd my thing go? There it is. Okay. So, is that big enough? Yeah, something like this. Okay. So, I've got this and this. Let's bring this down here like that. Now, I feel like I need this to be smaller. So let's make this smaller and put it in there. And then, well, let's do this. Like this. There we go. Now, let's take these and duplicate them. Is it too big? Or not big enough? Let's go like that. Yeah, I feel like that's... Let's do this. There we go. So now we can see him a little bit better and get him aligned properly. And then I will adjust the size of the cups like this. There we go. Okay, so now these things, I want this to be slightly bigger. And this to be bigger still. And this can come out some. Come out, and then I need to, and this guy, I'm just going to have small, medium, and large. Okay, so actually I'll duplicate this again when I get this ready to go. So this, I need to take this, and let's pull this out like that. Okay, and then this is slightly bigger. And I need to take this and scale this out a bit. There we go. Okay, and then this is just going to be one more large quantity cup here, like so. Yay. All right. So yeah, I think that might work. So let's now, let's take this whole thing and take it back in here. Where's it going to go? It's going to go over here. And that's a little big, yes. But, I'm going to scale it down like this just for now. It looks to me like this goes just below the top of that soda machine, you know, so try this. What do you think? About the right size? Maybe. Move that back like that. I feel like it should be a little bit bigger for some reason. I could be wrong, of course. I'm going to put that there. Now I'm going to grab that coffee here, that coffee machine empty that we used to move that around like this. Okay, let me go back over here. Let's put this all on one layer here. Okay. Or did we? Did I put it all on one layer? Here. Okay. And there we go. So now we're going to need to texture this. But I'm not sure what the texture would be, because for this it almost looks like it's the same kind of material as the countertop, right? Oops. Did I get everything? Yeah. So I'm not real sure what the material is going to be, because I don't know what the counter is going to be. I mean, I can begin on the counters. We can create some of these doors and these kind of cavities to work on all that. I guess that'd be a good thing to do. But I don't think I'm going to get to it today. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, let me grab this and let's turn wire on so I can see it like everything else. And also, let's give it a material here. There we go. Just like the others. Yeah. I think that could work. All right. Well, cool. So I'm just coming back over here. AO when modeling. Ambient occlusion when modeling. Me, no, because it slows down my computer. It's cool. I like to look at it. But if I turn it on, everything just slows down. It looks cool, but I can't. At least on my computer, I can't get it to work. Maybe, once again, with Eevee, with 2.8, that'll be cool. Um, yes. So could you try and put this scene into Eevee when you are done? Well, actually, um, I am getting a new computer tomorrow. It's supposed to be here. And maybe by next week, I can install 2.8 on it, and we can actually try and use 2.8 for this project. Um, so it'll be a process of me learning too, so it may not go as quick if we do that. But that'd be kind of cool if we could. But anyway, so I hope you guys have a great weekend and do something fun. Currently, it's rainy and cold here, so we're not really going to be going outside. But maybe I'll just stay in and use Blender. Why not? Anyway, hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you on Monday. Well, take care.